about a year ago, I don't know if you guys remember, we talked about this. Maybe we talked about one of my kids was a little bit drifting. And I had a conversation with him one morning, and I pulled him aside. Maybe you'll remember this. I don't want to name kids, so don't drop any names and all this other stuff. I'm just saying, one of my kids. And I said, hey, I'm getting the feeling you're drifting a little bit. And we sat down and we had a 1-hour meeting together. And by the way, when you want to have serious conversations with your kids, if you're intentional, they're going to give you 100% attention. This guy's looking at me fully. And
what does drifting mean?
Humberto, if you can send a video to Rob, it's not going to be here, Rob. It's in a text. We have it. It's an intro that was sent to approve. Humberto can send it to you. So I said, you're drifting. He says, what's drifting? So I said, let me show you this clip from the book. What is the book? What is the book? What is the book? Drifting book by that lady. Oh my God, what is this book called? First time I read this book, I couldn't put it down. Book on drifting. It's a book that's linked to Napoleon Hill, who wrote it many, many years ago. And she explains this book. Somebody, can you please just text me if you're watching this? I know somebody's watching the same. Pat, how did you forget this book? You know what book it is. I tell him I want you, Outwitting the Devil. That's the one. Outwitting the Devil. And I had him read this book, and I had him read an excerpt from this book, okay? And in the book, it explains, you want to destroy your life? You have to be aware when you're drifting. And what is drifting? Drifting is just like when your life, you're just kind of like drifting.
Like a car going off the road. You slowly start to go, and
you die,
crash,
right? Yeah. So I said, I'm getting the feeling life is just regular for you. And you're not investing in yourself in certain things that you need to be. You know what's one of the things that really changes identity? You know how you go up to him, you're like, hey, something's happened with you? Mm-hmm. We put him in kickboxing. And he goes 5 days a week. He'd go every day if the trainers were available for him. Let me tell you what's happened to this kid's confidence. When you have boys, folks, you have to find a way to develop their confidence in a different way than girls. My opinion. It's a different way of developing confidence with boys than girls. Both of them are going to be needed. And if you choose to have more than one kid, you have to still find a way to build up their identities. They all deserve the identity to be built. Even though when you're like, sometimes you don't have time or whatever that's going on, you have to find a way to do it. Find a way to get your kids to be involved in something that they're improving in, that gives them confidence. You got to find a way to do that. You know, when you're all of a sudden being complimented for the work that you're doing, it's a confidence booster. The other day, we publicly promoted Rob. We think Rob's done such a phenomenal job here that we publicly promoted him. And by the way, Rob is a guy that, you know, is a behind the screen guy sometimes, but unusual, he's not. Rob's a talent. Rob's a comedian. Rob's phenomenal at what he does as well. And we love Rob. And we publicly recognize Rob. And for the last, Rob, 3.5 years, when I'm giving you feedback, I'm like, hey, something's happened with you. You're developing yourself. You're recreating yourself. And it's highlighting because it's very different than when it was 3.5 years ago. You were like, I don't know what's going on here. You're a different human being today than you were 3.5 years ago. And the more I learn about this guy, the more I love this guy. I like what he's doing to improve himself. As a father, as a husband, as a man, you should see how he's with his kids. Well, he's like, he's on a call and boom, let me step. I got to do this. Hey, with his wife, it's okay. We're going to do this. This is good. Like, these are things that it matters. Stuff that matters in life. Kids matter. Family matters. Friends matter. Like, you pour into it a little bit. Well, we got to pay attention. But sometimes we as parents are drifting. I got my promotion. I got my this. Dude, pump the brakes. Go have a conversation with your kid. Walk with them for an hour. How you doing? What's happening? Let me tell you what I'm thinking about you. Here's how I envision you being one day, kid. I think one day you can be ... Really, daddy? Really, mommy? Yes. But I also think I'm noticing some things you're not paying attention to. You eat too much sweets. You sleeping too much. You're not exercising. You're not moving your body. You're addicted to video games. How about we get addicted to your dreams? How about you have these types of conversations with them? This is the clip with Layla Mickelwaite. This comes out tomorrow, by the way. It's a disturbing. Vinny, just watch this. You'll feel how disturbing it is in the first 20 seconds.
Okay, and you said out of 58 million viewers,
56 million videos that was on Pornhub. 91% of it they took down.
What?
Because of that New York Times article and because of this lady that got the 2.3 million petitions.
Wow.
Watch this clip right here. Go ahead.
From Broward County, Florida. She was missing for an entire year, and she was finally found when her distraught mother was tipped off by a Pornhub user that he recognized her daughter on the site. She was found in 58 videos on Pornhub. So this is emails from the CEO. Can we tell MasterCard that it just slipped through the cracks? They want to know what we do.
Oh, they're communicating amongst each other as employees.
They're saying, what should we do? She couldn't be older than 13 or 14, and the video was obvious. And they left it up.
Under new ownership or old ownership?
This was the old ownership, but old ownership is the same VPs and executives that are there today, right? But there's not enforcement.
And why are they not being held accountable?
There's not enforcement.
I don't get that, though. Who wouldn't enforce that law? It's kids.
I want to address something that Solomon and his partner said on this show. I mean, you could play what he actually said. It's a complete lie. They exploit and they harvest the data of every single user that visits their site. They're currently being sued in a class action, and I think we will see full criminal prosecution of the owners of Pornhub, and I hope that we do.
Okay, so this goes out tomorrow.
Wow.
You know how many kids have been missing according to FBI? You know how many children are missing in America according to FBI?
Overall.
First of all, 2022 records. Rob, don't look at the screen. Just look at me.
2022.
How many children you think are missing, Tom? Everybody, think number and then tell me.
Okay.
Children missing, that are still missing.
In the United States.
It's not a big number that you think it's a big number.
250,000.
What do you think the number is?
That's an insane number. 10,000.
Okay, 10. Tom, what do you think the number is?
I thought it was 30,000.
Rob, can you pull up the? You're about to be shocked. There's 359 missing children.
Wow. Missing.
359,094 missing children. Every one of them counts.
What?
Reported to the National Crime Information Center.
Reported, too.
When he said 250, I thought that was an insane
you
number.
said 20,000? That's 22,000 more than it was in 2021. Bro, like, how?
Missing.
What are we not? Think about these parents that are missing. I mean, this is serious stuff here that we're talking about. So for me, parents, we need to be a little bit more involved. You got a nephew, you got a niece, you got to develop some of their identities to make sure you're having these tough conversations with them when it's necessary. But for me, when Eric Schmidt is telling this story, as much as we have fun here, guys, and we joke around, we do certain, at the core of what we're doing, there's values and principles that matter that you got to stand up for. These are some of these conversations that we're having right now, because I think sometimes parents, we all need a nudge, all of us do, to just kind of be reminded of it. Maybe use today on Thanksgiving to have a conversation with them. Maybe this is a great opportunity today. Maybe today, tomorrow, if you're not working, pull them aside. Go for a walk with them. Do it individually with each one of them. And take them for somewhere and sit down and say, I want to talk to you, son. I want to talk to you, baby. What's going on, Pops? What's this? It's going to be a little bit weird if it's not regularly happening. And before you do, make a few notes of what your outcome of this meeting with them is. It's going to be different for your daughter than your son, than your oldest, than your youngest. But the fact that you have their conversation with them one-on-one and you give them that one-on-one attention, I can't tell you what it does to them. You remember when your parents did it to you. We remember when they did it that one time. I was 6, 7 years old. My mom would tell me, you're going to be an incredible engineer one day. Engineer? You're going to be, who the hell? Like, I'm 7 years old. I'm remembering that. Have that conversation with them. My dad would say, son, the reason why you're going to be a leader one day is because you're not afraid of the truth. One time my dad and I went to this, what do you call it, spa in Iran, that they had pool and all this other stuff, that we would go there and they would make this drink, Persian drink, that I freaking love.
Dude?
It's not duh. It's like water with these, my dad knows what it is, this fruit stuff that they put in. It's just incredible with lemon and all this stuff. I love it. And we'd go there and a guy says, how old is your son? And my dad says, they're friends. He says, my son is 14 years old. I said, I'm not 14 years old. My dad's lying to you. I'm 8 years old. And he says, really? He says, yeah, because this place is 12 and up. He says, well, listen, since you're father, I like the fact that you're honest. Come in. And he let me in. He says, the reason why you're going to be a leader one day is you're not afraid of the truth. You'll tell the truth. You get in trouble sometimes, but you'll tell the truth. That stays with you at 8 years old.
Yeah.
I'm 46. That's 38 years ago. We can do that for our kids, folks. You and I can do that for our kids. Use today as the opportunity this weekend to have that conversation. And do me a favor, share it with me. I want to hear about it. You have no idea how much I love hearing stories like this. And when you have that conversation, you can get a hold of us on Manect or tweet and do whatever you want. But on Manect, we'll be able to respond back to these stories. Today is Thursday. It's Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Black Friday. And the reason why they call it Black Friday is because that is the first day that a lot of the retailers go into profit mode. So whatever else they make the rest of the year, hey, the name is Black Friday. Let me tell you what my code's been every year for Black Friday. Many, many years ago, it was about lining up outside of Walmart or Best Buy or Costco. I'm going to get the big TV for 50% discount. Nowadays, it's Amazon and all this other stuff. And you splurge and you splurge and you splurge, and nothing about you improved, and it's the same old, same old. Here's what we're doing for Black Friday, folks. First of all, we have a massive Black Friday sale that's going to be 50% off. There's a whole setup, 50% off hats, shirts. We have this notebook here, the Valuetainment notebook that's got the multiple different charts that we use at the Vault Conference. For some of you guys that are business owners, this is a perfect notebook for you, 50% discount. Shirts, gears, you'll see all these things, wallets, Angry Patriot stickers, even the SLS leadership event that if you attended it, it's $5,000 a ticket to $30,000 held at Mar-a-Lago. The recording is selling for $1,000. Today's discount of $497. If you go all the way to the top, Rob, we have a bundle with all the different courses combined together. It's a price point of $12,688 when you buy it independently for the entire weekend. Whether you want to improve your sales or how to be a better public speaker, how to create content that goes viral, how to have strategies to scale your business, the Vault recording, the advanced business strategy, business planning workshop, all of it that people, if they wanted to buy a ticket, they could spend $20,000, $30,000 for the ticket. Exclusive recording. This is going to be around 30 hours of recording for $997 only. Again, represent the brands you believe in. Take advantage of the brands that you want to support. I'm going around right now seeing Valuetainment gear all over the place. Future Looks Bright, USA, Angry Patriot, everywhere, which is phenomenal to see. If you got big plans for 2025, find a way to recreate yourself. And if you represent PBD Podcast, Valuetainment, how we process issues, what we do here, we're giving a 50% discount on items purely this weekend. And by the way, I'm telling you this, anybody that places an order over $500, you're probably going to get a FaceTime call from me. So me, Adam, Vinny, we may do a surprise FaceTime call tonight during Thanksgiving and talk to you and have a conversation with you, but the order needs to be $500 or more. You'll get some surprise FaceTime calls from us. Having said that, go to vtmerch.com, place the order before these things sell out, because they will this weekend. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.